Okay, good morning, everyone. We are going now to execute lab number 2. In this lab, we are required, you can open the lab, by the way, from your portal. I suggest you open it. In this lab, we are going to create a simple switch and computer, and then we need to access the switch from the computer using a console cable. So to do that, first of all, we need to add the switch. Look at the screen how I do that, please. I know you know how, most of you know how to do that, but it's good revision also. So you drag the switch, okay? Then we need to add a computer, so I choose the computer category. This is the PC. Now I need to choose the cable. Oh, no, I don't want to. We need to choose the cable, console cable. This is the console cable color. The console is connected to the serial cable RS232, and in the switch, it is connected to the console port on the switch. Okay, now how do I connect using how do I connect from the computer to the switch? How do I access the switch? I click on the PC desktop, and then I use the command, I use the icon terminal. Okay, these are the setting, bits per second, 9,600. So we don't change this one, the parity, everything. Leave it as it is. Just say okay. Now you are about to connect to the switch. Enable, type enable. Okay. If I want to configure the switch, I can type config or configure terminal. Now I am in the configuration mode. Okay. If I want to go back, exit. Okay. If I want to see the running configuration of the switch, show running config, and then type enter. It will show you everything that is configured on the switch. Okay. Yeah. I will repeat. Here, we type, if I want exit from here, exit. Okay, so first, you will get this prompt. Enable, because we want to go higher level to be able to configure. Enable, enter. Now the second level is config terminal. Okay. You can type the first few letters of the word, then hit tab. It will continue the word for you. This it's active context provided by Cisco. Okay. Okay. So this is the first part. We can do the same thing to the switch, to a router, by the way. So here, again, please, if you miss this part, we are going to do the same, but for a router. So here I'm going to add a router. Let's say I will add this router here. I will add a computer. Click on the computer category. You can add a laptop. Okay, then we add a cable. Serial R232, because console will connect to the serial. In the new computers, there is no serial RS232, so they use a USB adapter. And then I will use the USB console. Yeah, but you cannot because, yeah, console, yes, okay. Now I click on the computer, desktop, terminal. I don't change any of this, just keep it default. Okay. Here, would you like to enter the initial configuration dialog? Why we got this message on this router? Because it's been accessed the first time. It's rebooted, it's powered on the first time. So here I will say no. Again, enable configure, enable only, enable. Okay, and then configuration terminal. This is what we need to do for the first and two labs, okay? And then we are done. If I want to exit, exit. Exit again. Okay. Let's see next what we have. Okay, let's see one more command here. Show version. We need to share everything. So we'll share the entire screen is better. Okay, in the second part of the lab, we need to use the command show version, which is very simple. Here, we have started the device, exit. Show version. It will show you the operating system version, the basic Ethernet MAC address, motherboard assembly number, the iOS, some very basic informations about the device. Here we have a switch, you see here. I cannot make it bigger. If you want to come forward, you cannot see, I don't mind. So we are using version 15. The release, you can be found under cisco.com. Here we have the copyright notice. And here you have the ROM bootstrap program, and this is the version. It is 12.2. Okay. And all sort of information, the motherboard type, power supply type, the model number, and so on. Okay? Good. So this is the show version. You see here, switch uptime is 2 minutes. System return to ROM by power on. Okay. Next. See here, if they ask you what is the iOS image version used in the switch, this is the image file. Okay. This is your image file. And it is saved where? On the flash. So if I go back here, see here, 64 byte of flash simulated non-volatile configuration, and this is the model number. Any questions? No questions? Okay. I know it's easy so far, but we'll go more advanced, inshallah. Now, if I want to set up the time on the device or on the switch, to do that, we use the command clock set. Please do that while I'm doing it. Okay. So we can put clock set question mark, and then it will guide us. Okay. enable, you have to go to the enable, and then clock set, and then we need to change the time is 8:40, and then the date is, you have to use the same format, please, okay? We have to use the same format. Okay, so you put the month first, then the day, and then the year. Even seconds here we need to put. October 3rd, year 2022. Okay, please do that. And we'll move to the next step. After I finish, I will need you to do the same to the router as a practice. Okay, next. We have done this already. We accessed using a console cable, okay, which is the same concept. We have some cables here. We'll show you how is the cable look like, the console and the USB console. Okay. For the console USB port, you must use either the USB port or the RJ45 port. The RJ45 is the one like the network connector. Okay, now go to they ask you here in the reflection question on page 8, how do you prevent unauthorized personnel from accessing your Cisco device through the console port? We have not done this yet, but how do you think we can protect it? By setting a password. We will do this. We need also to configure it physically. And okay, I have put the best password in the world, but I did not physically protect the switch. Someone might come and take the switch and leave, correct? So we have to do that. What are the advantages and disadvantages of using the serial console connection compared to the USB console? First of all, is it available on your device or not? Okay. If the PC has a serial port and DB9 to RJ45 cable is available, it is generally easier to connect to the router or switch using the serial console port. If the PC does not have a serial port, most of the computers now, they don't have serial port. You know that male connector, nine pins? So I will show you this kind of connectors, okay? Then you need a third-party USB to serial adapter, which also you have to invest to buy. All right. Now these are some router models and what is available on them. So you can see here router 1800. This router has two Ethernet interfaces and two serial interfaces. We have the router 2801. It has two fast Ethernet and two serial Ethernet, two serial connections, okay, and so on. So you need to know the type of the router and how many interfaces the router has, okay? Now we go to lab 2, but this time it is on page 10, please. Page 10. We are going to connect two computers to two switches, and we are going to do, so we'll set up the network topology, then we are going to configure the computers and do some basic switch settings. Here they give you the instructions if you really are going to work on real switches, but we are going to do the lab now on packet tracing. Okay. The IP address on PCA will be 192.16, 168.1.10, and this is the subnet mask. See here, this is the IP address. This is the subnet mask. The computer B will have an IP address .11. Okay, so let's do the lab, please. Do it together. I will do the first computer, then you do the second one. All right. So let's start a new. Yeah, I can save this one, no problem. Lab 1. Okay. So we are going again. Please follow up here, please. This is another chance for you for revision. So first, I will use a switch category. Here, I choose the switch category. And then the switch we're going to use is 2960. Drag it here. We have another switch, 2 switches and 2 computers. I choose the computer category, PC1. And then again, PC2. Okay. We follow the same instructions. Okay, see how they have the cabling? We use the same ports. PCA is connected to FA0/6. PCB is connected to F0/18. So here I can say, here I will connect the cables. Fast Ethernet 0. Which port here? 06. How did I know? From the manual. And here, which port? Which port? Can you check? Fast Ethernet 0. 18. Here it will be 18. Very good. And then here I have another connection between the 2 switches, between Fast Ethernet 1 and Fast Ethernet 1. So now I have my hardware topology. This is the physical topology. Now I need to configure the IP addresses on the PC. Now please look at the screen, everyone. Look how I do, Mr. Please look how I configure the PC IP address. Configure. Okay. IP address 192.168.1.10. Correct? Subnet mask 255.255.255.0. Done. The same thing here. This is one way of doing it. The other way is you can go to desktop IP configuration. So these are the 2 ways. 192.168.1.11. Okay, and that's it. Close this. Now we need to just move forward to the next requirement. ipconfig all, we need to use the command, and then we need to do pinging to check our configuration. Now let's go back here. If I ping, I should be able to ping from PC1 to PC2. How to ping? Click on PC1, desktop, command prompt, and then type ping 192, the IP address of the set of computer B, 168.11. Oh, ping, not pong. level. Okay, see, I'm getting replies, so we have very good connection. So how did we check the connection? Using ping command. Okay. Next step, we need to configure the switch with some basic configuration. We need to change the name of the switch to host S1. We always put this command, no IP domain lookup. What does this mean? To prevent the switch from attempting to translate incorrectly entered command, as though they were host names, disable the domain name DNS lookup. Sometimes you put something by mistake. The switch will think, oh, you are trying to put a domain name or something. So we are telling it, don't waste your time if we enter something wrong. Okay, just say it's wrong. So the command to do that is no IP domain lookup. Then we are going to configure the password. The class is our privileged executive password, and Cisco for the console access. Okay. So let's do that. First of all, enable on the switch itself. I'll go to the switch 1, and then enable. Okay, let's have a short break. All right. Let us have a short break.